hello everyone, and welcome to the garden with me again. I'm Tracey. Hopefully a lot of you know me. So today we are going to be looking at doing some summer pruning. The good thing about doing pruning in the summer is that it's quite light pruning. It's not real heavy cutting things back, you know, and so it's quite nice. And I can show you different things that you might not class as pruning, which is pruning. So just waiting till I've got a few more people joining me. So I've got 4 so far. I've got Elaine. Hi Elaine. Pauline. Hi Pauline. Oh, hi Nicola. Okay. Right, oh, it's gone down to 3 now. I better get started on something, otherwise you'll all drop off. So first of all, we're going to look at some pruning of box hedging, and it's like a topiary, so it's putting something into a nice ball shape. So I'll show you what we're going to do first. So I'm going to have to, I really need a cameraman. You know, it's just no good. I don't know how Monty Don's doing it on his own, but I think he had the whole of the BBC rigging up his house with cameras everywhere, but can't really, I don't think trustees can kind of go to that. Right, so we're going to look at pruning this box hedge here. Well, it's not a hedge actually, it's a ball. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's put that back slightly. This is where I get worried that my tripod's going to collapse on me, but yeah, really do need a cameraman. Okay, so best time to do this, the box hedges, is really from now right the way up till September. Thing is, if you do it now, you may need to do it again in sort of September, but if you leave it till June, and I think they say it's Derby Day, which I think might be the 23rd of June. I don't know from the top of my head, but that's the best time to do it. Then you probably don't need to prune it again in September, just once the year. So who have we got? So we've got Karen. Hi Karen. Hi Matt. A few more people. That's really good. And another good tip for when you're cutting anything like the box hedge, which is called Buxus. This is called Buxus sempervirens. You shouldn't really do it in direct sunlight. This isn't too bad because it's slightly dappled here, but if you do it in direct sunlight, when you cut these leaves, the ends of the leaves will have like some sap on them, and the sun will scorch that, and you'll have all like brown edges. So it's always best to do it on a dull day. I was hoping to do some little ones I've got in the front garden that are in tubs, which would be really easy. I wouldn't be having to crouch down. They were quite a nice height, but they're in direct sunlight, and it's just a no-no because they would just really look awful once the sun hits the edges. So, oh hi Matt. So what I tend to do is I'll put down like a piece of tarpaulin, or you can use anything like an old sheet or anything. Just lay that on the ground first to catch all the trimming edges, otherwise it's really difficult to pick these up. They just go everywhere, you know, and they're so small that you'll end up sort of picking them up for days on end. So I'll just get some shears. Right, who have we got? Oh, we've got 6 viewers, so that's good so far. And we've got Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Oh, that's from Robert. Hi, Robert. And Lisa, if you're watching too. So I've got some shears here, like little small ones, which are quite nice and really good for this job. And you just want to snip sort of close into the new growth. It really depends. If you want to keep the same size, then you'd go down to where the new growth was. But if you want to make it larger, then obviously just leave a little bit of the new growth there. So I'm not particularly good at this, so if you want a lockdown haircut, don't come to me. I've tried cutting my fringe this morning and that's gone all over the place, but never mind. So yeah, you just gently trim. If you haven't got shears, you can use a pair of scissors. So I mean, you can get specialist topiary scissors and topiary shears, but really, to be honest, just a pair of bog standard shears or just a pair of kitchen scissors are just as good, just to trim that off. So this could take quite a while. So you basically, you trim it round into a nice shape, and then you'd step back, and then you'd look and you compare it. There's also one the other side, so obviously I'd want to try and get them both the same size, because they'd look a bit odd otherwise. So that's this could take quite a while, but it's quite a nice thing to do. We've got some really lovely box hedging at Westcliff around our herb garden, and that's just amazing. And I know a lot of the members that come and the volunteers, they really love and really enjoy cutting that. So yep, so it's quite nice, but yeah, it's difficult to do and film at the same time. So you get the idea really. And then what you do with the tarpaulin, you can pick that up, and hopefully you've caught all the cuttings on there, and then you can just empty that into your compost bin. Some other bits of pruning this time of year is deadheading, and people don't really think of that as pruning, but it is. So you've got, just next to this box plant here, we've got some daffodils. Let's have a little look. Go in a bit closer there. So we've got some daffodils there that have gone over. So what I mean by that is that they've stopped flowering, and what they're doing now, they're trying to produce seeds here in the tops of these daffodils, and that means they're drain the life out of the bulb. So what you don't want that to happen, because you want them to flower again the next year. So if you just snip the top like that and do all the dead flowers on the top, and it's really important to let the rest of this die down naturally, and then that will then go into the bulb and feed the bulb. You can also add a bit of food as well, sort of a little bit of whatever you've got really. If you've got some tomato feed, or if you can make your own feed out of comfrey or anything like that. So that's actually considered pruning as well. So I don't know if Nicola's still there, because Nicola was asking a couple of weeks ago about pruning what was it, salvias. So if you're there, Nicola, you could give me a wave so I know you're still there. Well, perhaps she's gone, I don't know, but we'll talk about that anyway. So I'm just going to flip the camera so I can show you. Right, so this is a salvia, and this one is called Hot Lips, and I know it's quite popular. Lots of people have got this one, and as you can see, yeah, my camera work is a bit, you can see you've got some woody bits there coming off of there. So what you want to do is trim all those off right down to the new growth. I mean, if you've got any straggly growth as well, you can trim that up. I mean, this is it's a bit of a sorry state, this one. It's been in the pot for probably about 4 years. That really does need to come out of the pot now. But this is one I did earlier, and I did this a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see, it's got a much better shape, and also go a bit closer, you can see the buds there forming, so that's going to come out soon, and that will look spectacular. It does make a big difference actually, just giving it a nice little tidy haircut. Oh, Nicola, you are there. So Nicola, can I ask you, did you get round to pruning your salvias? It's not too late. Okay. So just swivel the camera back again. Yeah, so that's another form of summer pruning. There's also other bits and pieces you can do. I mean, this big shrub here is called Philadelphus. Now, you wouldn't prune that now, because if you pruned that now, all these lovely buds of flowers, they just wouldn't, you'd prune them all off, so you wouldn't have any flowers. You wouldn't kill the plant, but you just wouldn't have anything interesting. Oh, I've got a question from Pauline. Can you save spring bulbs if you take them out of the ground to replant the following year? Yes, you can, Pauline, but you'd probably have to let them die down, let all the leaves die down, feed them, and then let them dry out. Or you could put them in the part of the garden now, and then you could just, you know, trim them back when they've all died down, and they should come up the following year. So Nicola is asking, I did give them a little trim and trying to root the cuttings. Oh right, okay, thanks for remembering. Oh, you're more than welcome. Yeah, well, good luck with the cuttings. I've taken some cuttings. I did that a couple of weeks ago, so I'm hoping that's still going to they're gonna work. But I just wanted to show you a couple of different plants that are coming up at the moment, because some of the members at Trust Links and Growing Together, they do a level 1 and level 2 in horticulture, and the level 2, they have to learn some of the Latin names of plants. So I thought what I would do is pick out 3 from this garden today, which we have, well, hopefully we have at, I know we've got this one at Westcliff. So perhaps it's 3 you can remember and try and learn for when the course starts. So this one here is called Iris Sylvatica, and that's a perennial iris, which you would dig up at the end of the year if you wanted to split it. So when it had died down, you can dig that up and move that around the garden, so you can make new plants from that one. Oh, Nicola's asking again. I've since trimmed a mahonia. The tips and the branches are growing above the flowers to stop it getting bigger. Oh, that should be fine. You've put more. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, because they do get very big. So yeah, if you cut that back, I tend to sort of leave mine a little bit longer because I've got a mahonia, because I know the blackbirds really like the berries. Oh, that's Robert. Hi Rob, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. So I'm just going to have another little look at another plant now. Swap that round. There we go. So this one here, this is another iris, and this is Iris Germanica, and we've also got these at Westcliff, and these are propagated slightly differently to the perennial iris. These are rhizomes, so you basically, once they've finished flowering, you can split the rhizomes, and they like to be, they're the rhizomes, so like the roots, you can see the roots there, they actually like to be sort of out on show, and they like to be in the sun. They like to be like baked quite hot in the sun. Oh, so Pauline's asking, why is one of my peonies ready to bloom and the other one isn't showing any signs of heads? Oh, that's interesting actually. It could be, every garden has different areas of microclimate. So if you can see here, I've got some Iris Sylvatica that haven't even started flowering yet, because this doesn't get as hot and sunny as that other area over there. So it could be to do with the microclimate, or basically it just could be that you've only just planted it, or you've moved it. Sometimes peonies don't like being moved, so there's lots of other reasons. Oh, Suzanne. Hi Suzanne. Hi Sue, how you doing? Nice to hear from you. Really give us a wave, Suzanne, if you can, if you're still there. Brilliant. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'll just take you around and show you one more plant, so then that'll be the 3. I'm not sure we've got this one though actually at Westcliff, so it's an evergreen perennial. It's called Libertia, but if we haven't got it, I mean, I've got this all over. I just dig this up every year, or not every 2 years, and split it. So I've got about 4 of these plants in the garden. So I'll dig some up and make sure that we put some in somewhere in Westcliff. So that's a really sweet little flower there. And propagating as well. is actually sowing seeds. So it isn't just about cutting things, it's also about propagating from seeds, which we've done quite a bit of actually. I'll just show you. So here's some of the seeds that I sowed with you a couple of weeks ago that are just coming up. So they're being what we called hardened off now. So they're coming out of this little propagator, lifting the lid up during the day and then making sure it's closed at night so they don't get frosted or anything. And I could just hear the birds again, they're just amazing. Okay, so I'll take you round, show you some more seeds that are just about germinating. Just going to walk through the garage. This is where I ask you to close your eyes because it's a mess. It's a job for a rainy day. We've had quite a lot of sun so far, so good. So these are the box balls that I was going to trim today, but as you can see, the sun is just too bright for them here. So that'll be a job for a sort of dull day. We can do that. And there's the other one. But as I say, it's quite therapeutic just to keep trimming those and stepping back and looking, and it takes a while, but there's no time, no need to rush, so that's quite good. Okay. So planted up some raised beds with some vegetable seeds, and they're coming through now actually, which is quite nice. So we've got some radishes there coming through, some beetroot, and 2 rows of carrots. So you could maybe just about see them. I've covered them over with this netting, and also I've covered that over with this metal grill because we have a little fox that comes around that likes to dig everything up. So yeah, that's why that's over there. And I'm really excited actually because I've put some kale in here and it's coming up already, and that's amazing because I think those seeds were like at least 3 years out of date. So yeah, it's worth just having a go. And also I've put some rocket in this. This was an old had some old flowers in, and I just used the same compost basically and just scattered the seeds over, and they've come up really well. Just be careful when you water your seeds, you have to use a watering can with a rose on so it's fine, otherwise you'll just squash them all, and yeah, wouldn't be good. So this is a rose here as well that's just coming out, and that's another form, as I said, about in. So once that's gone, we deadhead that, and there's one here that's would be ready to deadhead, and I'd take that down to those second set of leaves. So take it down to about that area there and just snip that off with a pair of scissors or secateurs or whatever you've got really. So how's everybody doing this week? It's warmed up a little bit today. It was quite cold yesterday. We had like an very east wind, which was yeah, pretty chilly actually. So it looks like we were in for a nice couple of days, especially for which would be really nice for the VE celebration, 75-year anniversary of the VE celebrations on Bank Holiday Friday. I'll just quickly show you this. So my neighbour's put some bunting up at her house, which is lovely. I thought she was actually doing it because we were filming here today, or I was filming here today, but no, it's for Friday. So yeah, if you can't get out into a garden, if you don't have a garden, then try and, you know, go for a walk, make the most of the blue skies. Even if you're shielding and you can't actually get out of the, you know, of where you're living, just by opening a window and looking at the blue sky can make you feel so much better. Just going to show you one more plant that's really come on. It looks absolutely lovely. And yeah, they do look lovely. So they start off with this sort of orangey red colour, and then they go sort of yellow, and then that's what they look like. And yeah, they're a really nice plant for you know, in garden design, because they're quite architectural, so they are quite spiky. Again, so are the foxgloves here, which we were looking at a couple of weeks ago as well. Don't know if you can see those. But so I'm going to leave you now and see you next week. But yeah, really try and make the most of the weather, and try and get out. And as I say, and even if you can't get out, just look out the window and just make the most of this. I mean, amazing blue sky. I mean, look at that. It's just absolutely fantastic. And it's going to be like this for a couple of days. So just really make the most of it. Okay. So I'll see you all soon, and take care. Okay. Bye.